Yeah.
Oh,
We're
He's
live.
breathing heavy on the show. Don't do that. It's not
where'd the
very
intro
professional.
go?
He forgot again.
He missed it.
Oh, we're live, guys.
Yes,
We're
we
live.
are.
We're live
I was
again.
wondering where the intro
Oh
went.
no, again, Joe. Sorry about that, folks. Good thing we didn't say anything not very appropriate. But anyways, good evening and welcome to Chasing Prophecy on FM 107 New Orleans, where we discuss anything and everything beyond the scope of normal. Remember to like us on Facebook, YouTube, follow us on Twitter, I think. I'm not really sure, on Instagram. I'm Jenny Nicasio, along with my co-host, Sean Kelly, and Jason Petro. Happy Thursday, everyone.
Hey, happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday.
Yeah, it's Memorial
How's
Day
everybody
weekend.
doing? Yeah.
Want to salute to all those that we've lost and that are still there. So
Yes. Thank
it's
you, everybody.
very I always find Memorial Day so it's surreal. One of the reasons why my father was an immigrant from Italy. He came over when he was like 13 or I think it was 13 or 9. I'm not really sure. But he came over and he served in the Korean conflict. And he was so proud to be an American. And when he passed away, it was like, I don't know, surreal because he passed away on Memorial Day.
Ooh.
So it was kind of, I kind of thought it was appropriate for him. So every year at this time, I get a little, sentimental and a little sad sometimes because I love my daddy and he's not here anymore. But I love 4th of July too. And I have my Stars and Stripes on today to show my patriotism to the United States that I love. And tonight's going to be a really good show, guys.
Damn straight.
Yes.
Because we are going to delve into something that every child, and I think every human child, I hope, maybe an alien or a ghost around me, I don't know, that finds this topic to be a little scary. I know I do.
Yeah.
But according to
kid, yep.
I mean, we're going to talk about the Bogeyman. And according to mythologies, there's so many different kinds of boogeymen, but the ghostly activity is a origin story about a priest. And this is a ghostly. We're going to start off here. The Boogeyman is, according to ghostly activities, one original story is about a priest, okay, who became corrupted and preyed on children. So that's kind of like every day right now. So, excuse me, Jesus, I don't want to talk bad about your priest and everything, but what he would do, this priest would do, and then this is a legend. I'm not sure how far it goes back, but he would trick parents into giving them their children so he could punish them. Now, being raised Catholic, I remember when I was in school, and it seemed like the nuns and the priests were very scary. So I could see that being a boogeyman. I don't know if you guys, I know, Sean, you were raised Catholic, weren't you?
12 years.
Okay. I don't know, Jason?
Yeah, I was raised Catholic as well.
I don't know if you two went to Catholic school, but I did.
No, I didn't.
I was going to be a priest. What are you talking about?
I think that's awesome that you were being a priest. When did you decide not to be a priest?
Because I couldn't stand, all the priest traditions and, and all the they were Italian. I'm sorry about the Italian priests, but they very disciplined. And at that time I was 13, 14 at a seminary, and I couldn't deal with disciplinarian stuff. So
yeah, it's hard to. That's sort of like the military too, right?
It's not for everybody.
But I had no trouble. I'd get in a lot of trouble if I did that in the military. So
my God, yeah, you had to keep your mouth shut. Discipline is hard. I mean, especially if you're a teenager.
Oh yeah, rebellious.
Absolutely.
So when I remember, I have some horror stories of, and I'm serious. They stayed with me to this day about being in the Catholic school and the nuns, how they treated us, and I'd be scared to go home. I mean, go back to school the next day. And I remember there's 2 stories that stood out that to me means that they were boogeymen. Even though it's a nun, she was a boogie witch. Okay. I remember when I was in the 1st grade, I took home Where the Things Were. Is that how it's called? That book? Jason, you have it for your little, the things?
The Bible.
Yeah. You talking about the Bible?
No, not the Bible. It's a kid's story oh my God, where the things are. Come on. You know what I'm talking about. They even made a movie out of it. The Wild Things Are. Where the Wild Things Are. Is that the story? Is that the title?
Never read it.
Oh my God. Remember. Yeah, it's Where the Wild Things Are. Let me see if I can pull it up on Google. And
so did you get your hand smacked with
no, wait, I'm not there yet. Let me make sure I got this right. Where the Wild. If anybody's in comments, if you know what I'm talking about, Where the Wild Things Are. I think it's by it's a scary ass story. I'll show you a picture of it. And if I show you the picture, you're going to know what I'm talking about. But that's why I wish we had the access that we could actually access. We can't. Can you see that?
No, not really.
No. Where the Wild Things Are. Story and picture by Maurice Seneck. And my nun. This is the teacher, the nun, my school teacher. She was a nun. She's a bitch, but she was a nun. Sorry, we don't freaking
You're
comment.
gonna get hit by lightning now.
So anybody out there knows what I'm talking about. Okay. I borrowed it. Okay, remember, I'm only in 1st grade. Okay. I took the book home and I brought it back the next day. And I remember the nun pointing at me, her finger saying, "You stole my book. You are going to hell for stealing my book."
Oh my God. Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Jeez.
That happened to me many a times.
Literally,
Yes.
I thought for sure I was going to hell. And she was a nasty witch. She was a boogeyman to me, and I would have nightmares. Then the second time with the Catholic school, I was a socialite in school. Okay, I was a little social butterfly, and we met in the cafeteria for the buses. Okay. And I would get up because I was friends with all the older girls, the 8th graders. So I would get up and I'd go talk to them because they would always bring me presents, give me treats.
You was a cool kid.
Yeah, everybody because I was so cute. Okay.
Aww.
So this is funny. So the nun, Sister Barbara Ann, said to me, "You get up one more time, you're getting paddled." And she didn't say it like that. She had a big, gigantic butt. She was short, stocky, and she wore that habit on her. She was scary as hell. She was scary as hell. And she said, "You get up one more time, I'm going to paddle you." Well, of course, I got up one more time. In front of the whole cafeteria of kids, she paddled me.
Oh, that's embarrassing.
That wasn't right.
I was only in 1st grade. No, I was I think
God.
it was 6 years old, 5 years old, 6 years old. I go home. I was sick I was literally sick. And my mother knew right away there was something wrong. And she goes, "Jenny, what's wrong? What's wrong, honey? What's wrong?" I was sick. I was literally sick in my stomach. And I finally told her. My mother was a badass mother then. I'll never forget as long as I live. I was sitting on her lap and she picked me up and put me down and she got on the phone. And I remember it to the day I die. She told that nun and the school principal, "You ever touch my daughter again, I'm coming up there and you're going to be so sorry." And that stuck with me forever. It was a badass thing my mother did. So I thought that was amazing. And I had nightmares and I hated school from that day on. And I think that screwed me up because I hated school and did so bad in school to the time I graduated from high school. And I blame it on those damn witchy boogeymen, nuns, and priests. I'm sorry.
I remember being in grade school. There was they actually sent a pink slip home for your parents to sign in order for you to get paddled if you're like really misbehaving in school. Like the principal had this huge wood paddle, and
I remember those.
And if your parents signed that piece of paper and you were bad, you were just getting your butt whooped down in the principal's office. Luckily I never made it there for that, but
I did.
I never heard of anybody getting smacked around. That was in the 90s.
Oh no, we would. She would hold out your hands. You'd have to hold out your hands, and I'd smack your hands. And my ex-husband told me this. This is really gross. This is really gross. that somebody passed wind. Okay. And remember, these are
Did
kids.
this
These are
come out?
no, these are really,
This
these are
come-
young little kids. And she goes, who did that? She went around smelling everybody's behinds to
No.
find
Oh,
out who it
wow.
was. Tell me, that would stay with me forever. I'm
Yeah,
sorry. That is the
That's a
sickest.
stinky situation.
That is so gross. I mean, it just makes me want to throw up. But this is what this one
She's trying to get
boogeyman.
pink eye out of that.
This is what this one boogeyman comes from a way or an ancient way to keep kids well behaved. It's still pretty creepy to this day. And this priest did this. So then we also have the El Cuco. I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce it. Now that
Yes.
did you guys research that one? That was so
Sure did.
scary. It's hell.
Sure did.
Sean, why don't you tell us what that one's about?
Okay. The guy that originally they thought started El Cuco, his name was Francisco Ortega. And at the time he drank blood from children because he was diabetes. Okay.
Okay.
And now here's what's really crazy. And there's a male and a female CUCA. The girl's name is a CUCUY. That's the female. Now in Brazil, she comes into a form of an alligator.
Okay? An alligator.
An alligator. And she lives up in the mountains. So first thought when I read that was I better tell Jenny this because you know I know we're getting off the subject a little bit, but aliens, right? Ain't
aliens, yeah.
You know, and they lived in the mountains and it's an alligator. So is it possible at the time this was written in Brazil that there were alligator people coming out of the mountains and taking children and people?
They're coming to take them away.
No, did they look like alligators? Did they walk on 2 feet, on 2 legs?
That's what she said. Yeah. And another thing I found it really interesting too, if you look at the dude Krampus around Christmas.
Oh yeah,
Christmas
Krampus.
Yeah,
he scares me really big time.
Yeah, he does, and he used to do the same thing, snatch the little kids if they misbehave, and it's crazy.
No,
crazy.
Did you guys ever hear that Stephen King novel, and it was based on a series called The Outsiders? The Outsider. It's
no.
Oh, you guys got to watch it. If you can never get it free, if you don't have HBO, you should definitely get it. What this creepy ass does now, I'm sure you read it. What this creature does is he can take on the image of someone you know. So you think you're talking to Jason, and it's actually this guy, this creature in disguise, until he gets you where he wants you, and then he reveals himself to you. But I was watching one of David Pallett's Missing 411, and he was talking about these creatures. This is why some of these people disappear, because they are approached by someone they think they know, and it's not them. And this could be this creature, and he takes on all kind of different names. I mean, oh gosh, there's so many names that he takes on. This is a Mexican folklore, but I do think it might be real because too many people have seen it. And this guy is so freaking creepy, though. I mean, this creature, and like I said, when he's not in when he's not portraying to be somebody else, he's really scary looking. I mean, it goes back to
there's a blob of mass, right?
Oh no, he takes on. Well, no, this one takes on his physical characteristics. Let me see if I can find out what his physical characteristics are. I have so many windows open.
You better close them. It's pretty hot out.
I know. Okay. Now, the Brazilian folklore portrays his name is CUCA. And is that the female one that you were talking about, the humanoid alligator? Okay.
Her name is CUCUY. CUCA. That's the female.
CUCA,
CUCA is the male.
The male. Okay. So this goes back. This is in The Outsiders too. The series. I'm trying to think of bugbear. Sometimes they call him a bugbear. I don't know why they call him a bugbear. And he's a carnival. They think sometimes he looks like a carnival creature. Like, you know how you go to a carnival? Remember the old time carnivals when they'd have these cages with the people that the freaks?
Yeah.
So this is what this type of thing looks like. It looks like its face is distorted. And he's creepy as all hell. If I ran into him at night, I'd probably have a heart attack. But that goes back to it's a Brazilian children's story. And also they have like the It on Stephen King, that's transformed to something like that. And then there's the Harry Potter series. There's a creature, it's a shapeshifter. A lot of the shapeshifts, like it's a shapeshifter, and a lot of the paranormal stories are made about these creatures that can shapeshift into creatures. It's a hard thing to say, shapeshifter.
Say that 3 times fast.
Yeah, it's supposed to be then there's a Wizard of Waverly Place. There's one on that one. I'm trying to. Did you guys share the? Did you share the live by any chance?
I did not. Why?
Okay, because I'm trying to do that.
I shared the link that you shared.
The shared link that I shared, or the
Shared.
shared
Shared shapeshifter.
Shapeshifter. Say
All
that
right, let it go,
57
guys.
times.
I got tongue twisters everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see if I made that. I just want to make sure I shared it. If you have any comments or questions, you can go ahead and put them in the comments. Now is that on Joe's site, the comment page?
It's on Joe's YouTube carries the show.
Okay, I just want to make sure. I served us all right. I think I did, but yeah, it's public. Okay.
Did we ever get the call-in number to work?
I got it to work, but the only thing is I don't have external speakers. Until I get external speakers. So if you guys want to donate to my Facebook, if you want to donate to my PayPal account, I have to get the speakers to do that. So that's my next thing to do. Once I get the speakers up, then we can have the call-in numbers, because there's no way it's not integrated into StreamYard, so we can't do it. Yeah. So as soon as I get that up, I have to buy speakers. I'll do that as soon as possible. I'm
Christmas is coming.
Yeah, I like to have somebody, get people more interactive into the conversation. So that would be cool. So we got the El Cuco, and okay, now we're getting back to other mythical creatures of the night. So I'm trying to think the gnomes, and then we have the dwarfs
and the fairies.
And the fairies. No,
yes,
but I wouldn't consider them boogeymen.
No.
Now the elves maybe, and the dwarfs, like I consider them to be the boogeyman. Okay, I'm just gonna throw this out there, Jason. I want to know what we're gonna take turns. I want you to tell me what was the boogeyman that used to torment you when you were little.
Oh, geez. I remember being a kid, and and start acting up and all that kind of jazz, and I remember parents or whatever. Or grandmas, whoever, be like, if you don't start behaving, the boogeyman's gonna get you. And I just remember being this little kid, like, what is the boogeyman? And they would describe, like, he lurks in the shadows in your closet kind of thing. And it's like, what is he exactly? But I'll tell you what I was afraid of when I was a kid, because I never really understood the boogeyman, because it's like, so many people say, like, is he real or whatever? But there's a tunnel in South Park called Corvette Tunnel, and also known as Green Man's Tunnel. For some reason, when I was a kid, I was scared to death of that place because of the Green Man, because he was an actual person.
Oh, that's real life is more scary than.
Yeah, there was an actual person that was known as the Green Man, and I remember being bad or whatever, and mom and whatever's like, we're going to Green Man's Tunnel, we're going to drop you off in there. And I'm like, no, because it's like, I don't want him.
Oh, yeah.
So I think more for me, the boogeyman would have been the whole Green Man thing when I was a kid. Now I'm obviously not afraid. I'm a paranormal investigator and all that stuff. But, back then when you're 5-6 years old, you have no clue, what's coming to get you. or what these are, these monsters, and of course you're going to believe your parents or, relatives or whoever's telling you, because
No, was there a real green man?
There was a guy, I
there
can't
is.
remember his name.
Yes.
He lived down there, and the story was that he got hit by lightning, and he to this day he's supposed to haunt that tunnel, and it's also known as Corvette Tunnel as well. There was
you got a story that we should write about the green man, the scary creature that lurks in the tunnel.
Yeah.
Have you been down there, Jason?
What?
Have you ever been down there to Corvette Tunnel?
Oh yeah, I used to go through there all the time.
Okay, do you know there's two tunnels there?
Yeah, there's a
two
top
tunnels
one.
there.
Yeah.
The one that's filled up with salt.
That's the haunted
original
one.
That's the Green
Why
Man
is it
tunnel.
haunted?
The Green Man.
Yeah, the Green Man and Corvettes.
Okay, now is there a reason why they're haunting that, or is he just haunted? That's where he happens to hide.
Well, the guy, I can't remember his name. I'll have to look it up for a future show. But he lived right near there, so he was always walking up and down, until tragedy struck or whatever. But then they also it's known as Corvette Tunnel because apparently way back in the day there was two guys in Corvettes playing chicken, and there's a blind turn at the end, and only one car could make it.
Oh.
And one guy ended up smashing into the wall, and his car flipped over. There's a creek inside the tunnel. So his car crashed and he died there. So apparently it's known that.
So he's haunting it
as well. Yeah. So
there's a couple different ones that are haunting it.
Yeah. So the story with him goes, like, if you go in there in the middle of the night, and you shut your car off, like sometimes you'll see a hand come up over the wall, shit. Like, this, like a, dead body just trying to crawl up out of there and stuff. And I used to scare friends in our teens and stuff, drive down there, fake shut the car off. Oh my God, it won't start, if you're freaking out.
That's scary. So you were Bogeyman was the Green Man. What about you, Sean?
I just found some information on the name of the Green Man.
Oh, cool. Share it with us, please.
The real Green Man was Ray Charlie No Face Robinson, and he was from Big Beaver in Beaver County. And when he was 9, he was gruesomely disfigured when he tangled with a high voltage line.
Oh my God.
He was left half blind and his nose was burned off.
Oh man.
Prosthetic one and Coke bottle glasses for the rest of his life.
That's a shame.
Yeah.
But back to your question, honestly, just like you, Jenny, the nuns, they were my boogeyman. They scared the crap out of me. They really, really did. And they were old nuns too. They weren't young ones. And particularly this one nun, Sister Maristella, she just, I was in class and I was sniffling, okay? I was sniffling. And she came up to me and she said, Mr. Kelly, you are going to hell for sniffling in class. Now, so that was sixth grade.
Poor baby.
So check this out, right? So I just come to the conclusion, I might as well be a bad kid. The reason being, I'm going to hell already. So
seriously,
add it up, and oh man, she gave me a lot of nightmares. The priest gave me nightmares. Yeah, because I was an altar boy at that time. And
man,
when you had to deal with them old priests at 6 o'clock in the morning, that wasn't cool. You know what I mean?
See, I didn't go to Catholic school, so like I've heard all these, horror stories about this stuff, but I've never personally experienced it. I was in public school.
Well, you're lucky. That wasn't the only nightmare I had about, Boogeyman. So Sean, you don't have any other ones that were?
No, not really. Not really.
No.
No. The only thing that I was afraid of, honestly, and it's weird, that leprechauns,
oh God.
They
do.
Ooh. I was looking for the pot of gold.
Yeah.
Or those there was a show, I forget what it was. There was this woman, I'm not sure where, it was years and years. We're talking back in the 80s.
The good old days.
This woman got this statue from an island, and it was a little warrior dude with a little sharp like sword, and he came to life, and he was chasing her around the house, cutting her ankles up with this little sword. It was that shit scares
Sounds
me.
like some child's play kind of thing.
Yeah,
Something like that, but it wasn't. We're talking years ago. We're talking.
the
I'm
Bride of
dating
Chucky, huh?
myself. No, no. I getting back to those night demons. Those were my boogeymen. I had like the shadow people scaring the hell out of me when I was a little kid. I mean, this went on to my adolescent, like late adolescent, where they would terrorize me. That's why I always thought, well, maybe I was abducted by aliens.
When did that start for you, Jenny? How old were you when you started seeing shadow people?
I would have to say puberty.
Okay.
Yeah, because they would. I mean, they look like those gray aliens that you see, with the big head and the big eyes. This, definitely they were gray. They were shadowy, and they would stand in my front foot of my bed and terrorize me. So that was.
Would they tickle your toes?
No, they would. You had no power. You were paralyzed. That's why we're getting back to the sleep demons. So hopefully Brian has some new stuff for us. This is like a prelude into our show for next week. Yeah, it's like I mean, that stayed with me till I was an adult. I mean, the shadow people, and then my kids started to get it. That's what creeps me out. And well, my mom always just go ahead.
Around the same time, were they the same age as you were? Whenever that
probably,
was happening to them?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Yeah, well, my son still sees the shadow people. He still sees them. So it's kind of scary that he still sees these. Well, he sees dead people too, so it doesn't matter. I don't know. This is creepy. Yeah. The shadow people, they're freaking scary as hell. I cannot tell you what it feels like to be terrorized by the night, the shadow people at night when you can't move. It's the most horrendous, terrifying. I can't even tell you what it feels like. You think you're going to be, you just don't have, you can't move. And I know they say it has something to do with your mental. I don't know if it has anything to do with your brain. I think maybe there are people,
I'd like to experience that at least once.
No, you don't want to. It is Jason, it is so freaking scary.
But you know what? According to the scientific community, in fact, Brian, when he be coming on, it's the scientific aspect to that is called sleep paralysis.
Yeah.
But I really have a problem with that. All I know is it happened to me lots of times, and I just saw this real ugly looking face looking at me. And I looked it up, and there's another name for it in the metaphysical realm. They're called the old hag period.
Yeah, you told me about the old hag.
It's exactly what you're laying in bed, you can't move, you look up and you see this thing looking at you right in the face, and no matter how hard you try to scream, you can't breathe, and then poof, all of a sudden it's gone, and then you can't sleep the rest of the night because you're afraid it's going to come back again. And I experienced that like a good 10, 12 times.
Well, they say that when you usually get sleep paralysis, usually you're exhausted. When you're super scared, super sleepy, like you're so sleepy that you can't fall asleep. And then when you do fall asleep, that's when it starts. So that's creepy.
I never figured that out if I was tired or not. It was like I'd be sleeping.
So
and it would just come on, like it would just come out of nowhere and land on my chest. And I'm like,
so I got a little story to share since we're talking about this sleep paralysis and old hag and stuff like that. So recently, it was just a couple weeks ago, I was sleeping, obviously, and I was having a night terror, you could say. All right. So, we've all had nightmares before, whatever. So I was having this dream that there was this like demon choking me.
See, that's just, you had it. You were
okay. So it's choking me out. And when I woke up, like it felt like my face was being pushed into the pillow, and I got up and I was like, whoa, what's going on?
Yeah.
So I got up out of bed and I was like, I didn't know where I was for a second. And when I went, to use the restroom, I actually had a red mark on my neck where he was choking me out in my dream. I was like, this is awesome.
Somebody was in your room. Yeah, some kind of demon. Like, you better make sure you bring holy water when you go into exit station.
This is amazing. Is that weird that I got excited about that?
Yeah,
if you didn't do it and Nina didn't do it, then I would definitely bring some holy water when you go.
Yeah, I was like, I'll never forget that. I literally had a red mark right on my neck where it was choking me out in my dream, and I was like,
That is.
This is awesome.
It's not awesome. It's terrifying.
It didn't
Oh my
scare
God.
me. I was just like, yeah, whatever. That's cool.
Oh, definitely.
Hey,
that was
Jenny,
scary.
I
Yes,
just got a
sir.
message, and the guy we had on last week, Chance, wants to know if he can call in. Can he do it?
Yeah, is he able to hear you? I mean,
He's looking at. He says, "Sean, can I call in? I'm watching the show
I think
now."
he's still in the Chasing Prophecy
let me
chat from
see.
last week.
Hold on, buddy.
Yeah, he can call in. I just have to pull it up on my. Here, tell him to go ahead and call in.
Chance, call in. Chance. Let's take a chance on Chance and see if Chance calls in.
Oh, Jesus. My computer screen just went out.
Oh no.
Oh, you want to
my
hear something
God.
real creepy?
Sure,
Remember-
shoot.
Remember we was talking about, like everywhere I go, like lights would go out and stuff
Yeah.
like that, So the other morning I got up, for work. I go outside and I was around the carport getting into my truck and stuff, and the light that's in the carport has no power to it unless the lights are on inside the garage. It's all connected on one switch.
Mhm.
So I was standing there and the light came on, like it flashed on and flashed off. And right as that happened, a female cardinal bird came down, landed within 5 feet of me, stared at me, and then took off.
Oh, you got a message from heaven.
I was like, wow, okay, that's pretty cool, to have a light with no power just flash on. I was like, whoa.
Someone was trying to communicate with you.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, so that was
yeah,
pretty cool.
that's neat. That's neat when stuff like that happens.
Yeah.
Going back to the boogeyman. Now, I put skinwalkers in that same category.
Yes.
And
I do too.
yeah, and I tried to watch the documentary, but I just couldn't get into it for some reason. Maybe I'll try watching it again. Those are shape-shifting skinwalkers. They're from the American Indian legend.
Yes.
But they take on various forms of different tribes. And
Tribes are animals. A lot of animals.
yeah,
A lot of animals.
what looks to be most of them, they claim to see them. They said they look a lot of them look like deformed animals.
Yes.
And marred faces and blazing orange red eyes. So, what do you feel about that, Sean?
I agree with it. I mean, I believe that there are skinwalkers out there in the Native American spirits, in their tribes and stuff like that. There's a show on, I think it's Tuesday nights at 9:00 called Skinwalker Ranch.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that land out there is messed up.
Yes, it is really messed up.
Radiation too.
Well, they said that it was cursed. That's why it's like that.
And then that's why they got the name Skinwalker Ranch, I do believe. And there was also another show that was on Fridays. It was something about the frog ranch. It was the same thing.
Frog? They frogs?
No, it's called the Frog Ranch. It was the same thing. Every time they went try finding gold, mysterious crap would happen, just like shapeshifters or someone would get hurt, the equipment would break down, stuff like that. But it didn't last too long. It was only like 5 or 6 shows. Yeah.
Well, did they on Skinwalker Ranch? Now, are they still seeing it, or is this a one-time deal? I mean, does this continually go on?
It's been going on for years and years.
It's going on years. It's a pretty cool show to watch, Jenny.
The neat part about it is that that new owner, he has the funding to really get the investigations going down for this place.
Yes.
Because things were kind of drying up, from what it was looking like in the show, because it's expensive, and then this new guy bought the farm or the ranch, and now they're talking about doing some digging, and guys are getting all freaked out because if you disturb the land is usually when like bad stuff just really starts happening. But like Sean said, it's a really cool show to check out.
Yes, it really is. You would like it, Jenny. You would like it.
And the neat part is all the EMF, like coming from the ground, itself.
Mm-hmm. Well, you said there is. They've been investigated with their EMF readings show that there is something going on.
It's like toxic levels, like you can't be there without like special suits in certain areas.
Why?
The radiation.
Where'd the radiation come from?
They're trying to figure that out because the land is so cursed. Anybody that's tried to do stuff there, like just tragedy struck like every single person, so they're afraid to, now they're starting to dig up little bits and pieces, So I'm curious to see what happens
They
with
don't
that.
know why the land is like that. That has so much
Cursed. They
static
just think it's
electricity,
cursed,
whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, they're still trying to figure that out. I think
Yeah,
Champs
but-
tried to call in the chat, Jenny,
I didn't see him calling.
in the
I'm
Chasing
looking.
Prophecy chat.
Yeah, I'm
But-
on
But
there.
hey, real quick, since we're talking about all these boogies,
Mm-hmm.
here's one for you. Do you know how to make a tissue dance?
No.
Oh.
Add a little boogie.
Oh my God. Oh, gee. Dude,
You want to hear something real funny about
What?
that joke? So I told
What?
this old guy I used to work with that joke, right? And his name was Charlie, really cool old guy. So he went and told his granddaughter, and she was in, first grade or second grade. She actually come home with a note from the teacher saying that she was telling inappropriate jokes. So he called and he's like, "What's going on?" And the teacher told him that very joke, how do you make a tissue dance? Add a little boogie.
Oh my
But she
God.
actually got in trouble for it.
Oh my
I was like, "Oh man," I was like, "Come on, really?" Nobody has humor.
Unfreaking believable.
That's so funny.
What do you think of skinwalkers, Jenny?
I just think they're just like in a like they said, it's some part of the tribe that you had the medicine doctors and all them, like the chief, like the medicine and how the Indian folklore like says that animals when you die, when most like a chief dies or something, he'll come back in the form of an animal. But I'm not so sure about why they would be deformed. Then I don't understand that.
I think I read something about that. They were medicine men, but they weren't good medicine men. All right, they were bad. They did a lot of
like the bad like what do you call them? The doctors.
I don't know what they're called, but
What
they were bad.
In New Orleans they have the doctors. What do they call it? Come on, people.
Witch doctors.
Witch doctors. Yeah.
Yeah. But I think what the thing was, whenever a shaman or a medicine man did something bad, they were shunned from the tribe and they were sent out of the tribe. And I guess crap happened to them, and that's how they became deformed and ugly.
Yeah.
And they usually curse the land.
If you give Chance a link to the invite him into the like we did last time. I don't see him in there.
I think he's in the Chasing our personal chat there.
He
just tried calling.
I don't see his name anywhere.
He's there.
Where is he?
Here, I'll tell him to call again.
Huh? There, okay.
Here we go. Let's see if he'll call again. Get ready, Jenny. It's coming.
I'm waiting. I don't see it on the.
Who's got the nice music going on in the background?
That's me. I have creepy music. It's supposed to be creepy, but it's not.
Sounds like elevator music.
It's nice. It sounds nice.
I don't hear it. I mean, I'm
putting me to sleep over here.
Oh goodness gracious! Unless we can do a group call. I don't know how to do that.
That'd take up 10 minutes. So we only got.
Okay, I see him on there, but I don't know how to.
Oh wait, he called me. There, I just told him to call the group chat.
Because I'm going to try to put him in through the head speakers. Because I'm going to see if it'll work.
Oh boy, here we go.
If I pick up if I see him calling in, I'll pick up. But I don't see him calling.
Is he calling now?
No, because
what's he keep calling me?
I don't know. He has to call.
Stop calling me because I can't.
Is he calling your personal chat?
Yeah.
No, tell him not to do that. I'll see it ringing. I'll pick it up on the
So also with the Skinwalker Ranch, as we can keep the show going here, there's a lot of UFO activity out there, and there's a lot of alien activity out there too, Jenny.
Oh, definitely. That's what's going on with that. It's all over the news. I mean.
Mm-hmm. Did you see any of those videos the government put out? I didn't see any yet.
Yeah, I did. I'm going to try to call him now. Can you guys hear that?
I didn't join it because I'm talking to you on here, but you can talk to him on there.
Can you guys hear him?
No, not really.
No,
but that's okay.
You had to put him on speakerphone last time.
Okay. Yeah, I thought we could hear him. Hey, Chance, we're going to call you back because I can't hear you.
We're taking a chance on chance, and obviously our
No,
chances
they-
aren't very good.
They can't hear you. I'll call you back. You guys didn't hear that, huh?
No.
not at
Wonder
all.
why
Last time you had one speaker.
Yeah, I know, but I wanted to know. I was calling him through my computer. I didn't know why. I don't know why you didn't hear him.
Oh.
See, the only thing is he can't hear you guys. That's the only thing.
That's okay.
Let me try to call him back. Where
We should
is
get
he?
him on the show as a guest because he's very, very knowledgeable.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'm calling him.
That does not sound like creepy music at
No,
all.
it doesn't. It
I feel like I'm in a massage
music.
parlor waiting for my turn.
Yeah, he's not picking up now.
He's not picking up what you're putting down.
Yeah, he's not picking up now.
Chance. So Janice says that they do believe there are UFOs buried under the Skinwalker Ranch. That's interesting
Yes.
concept.
They're what?
UFOs buried under the ground at the Skinwalker Ranch.
Hmm.
Oh, you know what? Could that be why there's so much radiation and EMF coming from the dirt?
Possibility, brother. Possibility.
That's an interesting one.
Yes, it is.
You know, because you figure the extraterrestrials, you know, their technology is so far advanced, and you know, I'm sure it emits just mass amounts of energy. You know, that could very well be underground. You know, and that's why, you know, it's so toxic there. You know, maybe they're dormant, or
Maybe they are.
Maybe it was you know, equipment or shuttles that were left here years and years and years ago, you know, and we just can't dig down.
Here's my thing. Then why don't they just go down and start digging? Why do they have to take it on like the Oak Island mystery?
Well, that's because
years now.
anytime somebody starts digging, like they end up dying or something. It's like tragedy. That's when the curse comes in. Is everybody starts digging down there, just tragedy strikes them.
Hey,
you know, full force, you know, so
hey, we've got
it,
Chance. We have Chance, but I can't hear him. I don't know why it's not letting me hear him. Chance?
hit the speaker button.
I have the speaker on. We just can't.
You know what?
Can't hear you, buddy.
Let's do a Friday night one and bring them on.
Yeah, we could do that. Chance, can't hear you. Oh, I don't know why.
Let's do it on Friday night. Bring him in.
Yeah. Well, we can't do it this Friday night because I have a graduation, so we can't do this Saturday.
Yeah, those are over by 5 o'clock, so we're good.
Maybe they can. Why don't you guys try to put them on speakerphone?
I don't have the capabilities of that at the moment.
No, I don't either.
Oh, just make me do all the hard work.
Oh.
But
for some reason,
are you having a big party for him?
No, not a big party. He goes to a school in West Virginia, Lewisburg, and they could only have so many people come in because of COVID. So it's like a live stream, and we're doing it 9 o'clock, 9:30 in the morning. That's when the graduation is, 9:30 in the morning. So he's coming in. It's coming in. It's not really a party, just my family and his father and
cheeseburgers, hot dogs, and fried chicken.
No, we're getting we're having donuts. I'm making a quiche. It's breakfast because it's at 9:30 in the morning. So I'm
Where is this at? You sold me on donuts.
It's my house, so we're having I'm making a quiche and I decorated for him. So
we can investigate while we're there.
Yeah.
Well,
but you know what, Jenny?
What?
If he would invite Jason, you'd have to bring 6-7 dozen of donuts.
I will pair up some donuts.
I'm telling you what, he tears them up when we do overnighters.
I bring 2 dozen. Usually one's for me.
Yeah.
Well, I'm on keto. His father's on keto. My other son's on keto, so I'm making a quiche, and so they can eat the quiche. So it's
that's where I come in, and I will.
And bacon. I'm having bacon. A lot of bacon. I love bacon.
Oh,
yeah.
You gotta stop talking about this.
No, well, I'm not
bacon and donuts.
I don't eat dough. I don't eat sugar. I gave it up. This is the third
I don't like
year.
sugar either, but donuts are so good.
Is bacon part of your keto?
Yeah, I had for dinner. I had 2 eggs and an avocado. Hey, wait, hold on. Alexa, stop.
Yeah.
Alexa,
I'm glad I'm not Alexa.
Alexa, play some music.
I had for dinner, I had 2 eggs and I had mashed avocado and some cheese, whipped it all up, put it in a skillet, and I fried 3 pieces of bacon and I had a side salad, and that was my meal of the day.
Only 3 pieces of bacon?
I fast until
Oh,
3 o'clock. So
you gotta make the whole pound.
I'm
Make the
getting
whole
ripped
pack of
for
bacon.
I'm getting ripped for my sexy and 60 in 2 years. So,
Oh man,
so yeah, it's
That's-
I got a ways for that one.
well, you don't have to worry about it. You're a young puppy. No,
Yeah.
I've been doing it because I was in a car accident. It'll be 3 years in Good Friday, this past March, and so much inflammation that I was constantly popping Advil and Tylenol, and it's horrible. So I just said the
Not even the
inflammation,
good stuff.
it gets rid of inflammation. I mean, if you take away the flour, the white stuff, I'm talking potatoes, rice, anything that's white, sugar, it gets rid of inflammation. And as soon as you have if I break it, because I do right now, I'm doing cycling, carb cycling. Like yesterday, I do zigzagging because I didn't lose anything for a whole year, and I started to took off 2 pounds last week. So happy. So what I do, I was at a plateau for a whole freaking year. So now I'm doing zigzagging. Like today was 500 calories, 560 calories. Tomorrow will be 1200. Saturday, I'll bring it up to 1500, and I go back down to 500 calories. So your body doesn't get used to
I couldn't do that.
Well, you could do it at a high because you're a man, so you would probably do 2000 calories,
I can do that.
2016. Yeah, you can do that. I'm a woman, so there's a big difference.
You think the boogeyman likes donuts?
Probably, but you know what? It keeps the boogeyman away if you get rid of the sugar, because something happens, especially this is what happens to me. I have nightmares when I have alcohol. Like if I have on Saturday nights, I have a drink. I've Captain Morgan, me, really close friends. We used to be really good buddies. And I welcomed him to my house. We share the night together, me and Captain Morgan. I have
a little captain in you.
Seriously, 1 shot. I can do no more than one. 1 shot.
Oh my, you cheap date.
I know. When you don't eat the sugar, because alcohol is sugar, okay? No,
Yep,
listen.
I know that.
If you have the alcohol, it does something to your inflammation, and you have a horrible night's sleep. If I
dehydrate you.
I'm telling you, if I have alcohol, I feel really, it makes me tired, but then I can't, when I go to bed, I can't fall asleep. And the same thing with sugar. If I overeat the sugar, I can't fall asleep. Like last night, I had a couple pieces of, I made this so good. This caramel popcorn that I found on TikTok, guys. Oh my God. It's like crack. It's one, here's Colin. Oh, let's try this again. Hello.
Let's take another chance on chance.
Oh yes, we can hear you now, guys. Yeah, because we're having a conversation about keto. What's that noise, guys?
Sean's phone's vibrating.
Oh, that's I'm watching you guys on the laptop.
I hear like a busy, like a timer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
There, it went away.
It went away. Okay. Now,
what do you know about the boogeyman, Chance?
Chance?
I don't hear any timer.
Okay, you know it's off. Go ahead. Tell us.
Just you guys are talking about all awesome stuff that I wanted to definitely get on, like the boogeyman and the shadow people and stuff like that. Have any of you guys heard of a shadow person called the Hat Man?
Yeah. Yes, I have.
I haven't.
I have. Yes. He can't hear me, Jen.
Yeah, Sean's heard of it. Go ahead and tell us what you know about it.
Okay, well, this guy has shown up like everywhere. He looks like a shadow person, but when you see him, he usually has it looks like he's wearing a long cape or a long black coat. He wears a large brim hat, a short stack. People I know have seen him in their dreams, have seen him in the waking world. I'm not sure what he is. I don't think that he was ever human, but like in your dreams, he terrorizes you, kind of like Freddy Krueger.
No, yeah, Freddie.
Oh yes.
Yeah,
And
they heard him. You know, when you talk about the Hat Man, do you think he could be the same people who are like the Project Blue Book with the hats? You know,
I don't know.
like the Jim Belushi and the Blues Brothers type look with the hat.
Yeah, no, but this guy, I don't know, because like I said, I know people have seen him in their dreams. I know a bunch of guys who actually ended up hitting him with a car.
Oh, I never heard of that
Oh wow,
one.
that's different.
Yeah, they were, and all of these guys were martial artists. Most of them were athletes in track and basketball. They were driving down an alley in broad daylight, and this guy comes out of nowhere, and the car hits him, and he basically rolls completely over the car and lands on his feet behind the car. So they get out of the car because they just hit somebody, and they see him just standing there. Doesn't have a face that they could see. Long black cape, hat, and they're like, "Hey, what's going on? What are you doing?" Because they thought that he was fooling around or something. But when he turned around completely and they saw he didn't have a face, it freaked them out. Then they decided they're going to chase this guy because there's 4 or 5 of them. And again, there were 2 guys that I know who were on track, and they couldn't catch this guy. He just kept right ahead of them, like loping like easily. And then they chased him for about 2 blocks, and he turned into an alley. They're right behind him, and he's gone. He disappeared.
Ooh.
Well, doesn't that sound like something from Point Pleasant? Is that what it's where Mothman is?
The Mothman.
Mothman prophecies.
Yeah, it sounds like that. There's a person or a creature that sounds like that. It's not the Mothman. He's associated with Mothman. Whenever they see Mothman, they'll see this particular fella with a hat and you said a cape?
Yeah.
Yeah, with a cape. Yeah, they've seen something like that, so they might be connected. Jean W says she's heard of. She's talking about this creature, the Hat Man. Jean?
Yeah.
Yeah. The Hat Man.
Yeah.
He goes. Yeah.
That's what it sounds like. It sounds like it could be connected. And I know I was listening to the owner of the museum on another YouTube podcast, and he said they've had some sightings of him recently too. So they could be connected. It's kind of, I don't know, it's creepy as hell. I don't care what anyhow you look at it. These creatures that come at you at night. No, I do believe, and there's a lot of these UFO sightings recently, and I think a lot of people are seeing more. And I'm really anxious to find out what's going to happen at the Senate hearings, to find out what they do have, what they're going to actually disclose. It would be so cool if they do have evidence that it is some kind of an extraterrestrial. I'm hoping that's what it is, and not some kind of malfunction from one of these, technical. What do you call that? Aircrafts. I hope it, and I don't want it to be China. Okay. I don't want it to be China or Russia their technology is so much more advanced than us that they have this capability to, but we can't tell what they are. And I'll be pissed off if that's the case. There's a big, a lot of TikToks going around about, there was a gal on there. She was comparing China and Russia's commercials for the military compared to ours. And it's so embarrassing. Yeah. It's so embarrassing. I mean, they have, I'm a single mother and I'm raised this way and I want to be, I want you fighting to defend my country. No, I'm sorry. Maybe
the Bogeyman will get them.
Seriously.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. This is the United States of America. We have the toughest military. Let's show it. We want tough people in it. We don't want little.
But you know what?
John Wick's the best Bogeyman.
We have, John Wick, but we do have a strong military. But even though China and Russia might be bigger than ours, we're a hell of a lot smarter than them. So
I know, but I was just comparing their ads. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. Now, I will be very embarrassed if they do have such high tech capability to go into our airspace and not be seen by our military. That's just,
you know what? Which brings me
I'm
back
hoping
to
it's an
last week.
alien, Sean. Okay.
Which brings me back to last week. Did they capture aliens? Do they have their Area 51 to where they got all their information, you know, their technology from? You know what I mean? It's just like,
well, no, definitely. I definitely do think that they have some. They communicated. Maybe they're dead now. I don't know, but they gave. I think it's technology for technology. I'll give you your microwaves. I'll give you your cell phones. I'll give you your bombs, and you give me this. Give me your human beings to experiment on. That's what I think.
If they did.
That's what I think. I'll go abduct these little people, these little kids, and these people, and we'll give you the cell phone technology, but we want these human beings so we can do experiments to find out what can we do to make us better, or take over their freaking planet.
No, seriously,
I'm losing it. It's a full moon. It's a blood moon. I'm cracking up. Okay,
you're cracking up.
Crack kills.
Oh, we better get. I didn't get my warning. I think it's we're at the 50.
We didn't get a warning yet.
We got a 50. We
didn't have an intro.
We didn't have an intro, so I didn't get a warning. Do you think we're supposed to go off? No, I think so, right?
I don't know. There's no
it's
warning.
56.3.
There's no warning labels.
Well, I don't want to get Joe in trouble, but I do think I'm afraid that if we go off, Joe, text him, Sean. I don't want to the show that starts at we better get off. Well, we don't want to. We're going to have to get off, but I hope Joe's nearby to take us off the live stream. So anyways, it's a wonderful to be here with you tonight. And I hope you guys all have boogeyman dreams and the boogeyman comes and gets you.
Thank you, our fellow boogies.
Okay. Well, happy Memorial Day. We'll see you next week for the anniversary.
1 year anniversary. Yes.
Brian Sharpless will be on. We're going to talk sleep demons, everything else from sleep demons to UFOs. All right. Well, thanks again for tuning into Chasing Prophecy.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.